Hello friends, thank you for tuning in. Today I have some really cool new goodies from Olight. I'm a little bit late to the game, especially regarding the 250 anniversary Olight Ark Pro, but just had some technical difficulties. I couldn't shoot and edit videos in the previous weeks. Today we'll be reviewing the colorway of the American flag. It's an anniversary model and it would be a great collector's piece. It is absolutely identical to their regular Ark Pro, just as the American flag. So for the outdoor shots, I will be editing into this video the shots that I've done with the regular Olight, but on the desk I'll just show you some differences. Here obviously it's only the colorway. We have the Ultra, their Onyx Black, extremely cool. And here again you can see they're pretty much size-wise they're identical. The button is identical, only the light indication of the battery and intensity on this circle are slightly, I would say, better on the Ultra model, and it's supposed to be that way. That's the Ultra. But some really quick hardware pros that I want to mention is they have significantly upgraded their charging port. It is spring-loaded metal door. I really like the fact that they have set aside a separate button for the laser. And as I've mentioned in my reviews for the regular Ark Pro and the Ultra model so far, I believe this is the only brand that has done an optimal combination of a spotlight, a floodlight, UV light, 2 intensities, and a laser, also 2 intensities, in such a small front face. I think that Olight has done a great job, and I really appreciate their constant efforts for improvement and upgrade on their models. I wasn't a big fan of the button and the clickiness and tactile feel on the Ark Feld models. This one, night and day difference, and consistent across all of the ones that I've received. So I really have no cons for these Ark Pro versions, whether it be the regular 1500 lumen Ark Pro or the Ark Pro Ultra at 1700 lumen. I think these are pure perfection in terms of flat style EDC flashlights. What I also want to show is that they've released a holster for, I believe this is for all of the series, but I do want to mention something that I've noticed. They fit differently. I'll show that to you. Before I do that though, this is a very, very good material. I'd say in terms of feel, like it's a bit squishy, kind of rubbery, but it's clearly not rubber. It is plastic, but this would last forever and it won't break because of how flexible it is. Very nice, very light. What I've noticed though is that this one fits the best. I don't know if it is due to the outside texture, but you see it slides in well and it does not really rattle. So if you were to wear this on your side belt and if you went jogging, you should be fine. Doesn't work the same way on the Ultra model for some reason. You see how? Now, I might have received a lemon in terms of the holster, and maybe what you receive will be different. But on Amazon, I see that these two are actually in one option. They're sold together for 139 bucks. This separately costs $9.99, so 10 bucks, the holster. The current pricing on Amazon is 129 and $100 for the regular versions. I think that they're very well priced. They're well worth the money. And recently they were on sale. This was only 89. I believe this was 109. So you may look for some discounts, and I'll try to include discount codes if I can. Currently, because they're not being sold on discount, hopefully Olight will give me a discount code for you guys. I absolutely love them. I've kept all because of how much I like them. So I strongly recommend them. They're multifunctional, various scenario type of use for them, for professionals, for EDC enthusiasts, etc. Highly recommend. As for the specifications, again, identical to this colorway. But for those of you interested, I'll throw this in here. You can zoom if you like. We have, as you can see, for the pure floodlight at the turbo 1500 lumens. That's for 4 minutes, and then it steps down to 520 lumens for 140 minutes. That's pretty impressive. Then for the spotlight, we have 800 for 4 minutes again, stepping down to 400 lumens for 130 minutes. And that is the same for the Ark Pro Ultra and the Ark Pro. Then we have at the high mode, the pure flood, 520 for 155 minutes. And then it'll step down to 100 lumens for another 10 minutes and so forth. Basically, the UV light, 1200 milliwatts for 5 minutes, and then it'll step down to 580 milliwatts for another 300 minutes. These are very impressive numbers, so I'm glad Olight has been able to squeeze this much runtime out of their battery. So on the UV, we have a high and low, and for the low, we'll have 360 milliwatts for 8 hours. That's for the UV light. For the laser, class 3R and class 1, 50 hours for class 3R, and class 1 laser, 226 hours. Very, very impressive numbers. Let's now look at the outside shots of how the Ark Pro performs. We are now on the floodlight mode, UV. And the cool thing about this UV, see how it switches between two intensities. So that's the high 1200 milliwatts. It'll step down to 580 after 5 minutes, and that is 380 milliwatts right now. So very cool to see that we do have two intensities of UV on that. We switch to the floodlight. Let's turbo that. So that's the floodlight on turbo mode. Let's look over here. Quite good spread actually, and I'm able to see about maybe 80 meters away, so quite good. Let's switch to the that's the spotlight. I like to disappear. There they are. So back here again, we do have a nice spotlight. Switch between, that's the floodlight, and that's the spotlight. And let's add the laser now. That's the strong laser, and that's the weak laser. That's 1 nanometer. That's the strong one. The strong one goes quite far out actually. Let's turn around and shine it to oh yeah, I mean it's doing 600-700 meters as far as I can see. Let me turn off the main light and only do the laser. You see that light on the house? I'm lighting on that house right now. That's about 600-700 meters right now, and it is throwing that far. So that's quite good. Very user-friendly UI, very simple use. And once you turn it on, as I have already mentioned, you can switch between the modes, even the UV, and the laser still stays on. So if you want to point out a scorpion, not to step on it, for example, you can also add the laser and say, whoa, there's a scorpion over there, don't step on it. And let's see if we can change. Yes, we can change the intensity of the UV output while the laser is also on max or on low. Let's do the low. That's the low laser. So there we go. Very cool from Olight. Okay, as you saw, beautiful performance, very strong for the size factor. As I've already mentioned, the feel, the ergonomics are exceptional. They're very, very, very good. Really happy with them. As you can see on the table, I have some new Olight products. This is a new colorway. I just recently reviewed their Olight Pro S. This is a regular O-Clip Pro. This is the O-Clip Pro S, and so I'll do a review on this blue colorway as well. I've also received from them the Olight Baton Ultra, and I'm really impressed with. I've been testing. I really, really like the hardware. This is pretty much top notch. There is nothing to complain about on this flashlight, especially considering the size factor. They've also sent in a Olight O-Pen Gen 3 or version 3, and this is an awesome gadget. Has plenty of light output, has a laser, obviously a pen, very, very easy to use, and I'd say very useful for academics, professionals, maybe in the construction industry, or just again EDC enthusiasts. Really love the O-Pen. So there'll be separate reviews coming here shortly for the Baton Ultra as well as the O-Pen. Thank you for sticking with us until the end. There'll be purchase links in the description of the video. Please subscribe. I'd appreciate a like if you found the video interesting, and stay tuned for more detailed reviews on the Olight products. Cheers.